Hello friends, how are you? In this video we'll talk about the domain relation calculus. Now the domain relation calculus use domain variables or attribute variables. Okay, now we can see in tuple relational calculus, say this is one table is there, say this is R and attributes are E, B, C and columns are this. So in tuple relational calculus we use the rows. Tuple means what? Rows. But in domain relation calculus, we should work with the domain, the attribute. So in domain relation calculation, we work with the attribute. In tuple relation calculus, we work with the rows. Okay, so the common format is very simple. This format is very simple. Say x1, x2 to xn. Okay, and here we have to put the condition for the domain x1, x2 to xn. So these are the domain variables. These are called domain variables. Okay, and the condition on domain. Okay, so first one is what? You just see the selection operation. So in selection operation, we need it's a common format is very simple. Say if R1 is there and we need the A and B, we need A and B, and what is A and B? A and B belongs to R1. A and B belongs to R1, and we can write the condition. B is equal to condition. We can put some condition. Okay. Say with student table is there. Okay. So here roll number, name, and marks is there. Display the student information whose marks is less than 30. So in that case we can write like this way. We need roll number, name and marks. That roll number, name and marks belongs to table say student, belongs to table student, and condition is what? Condition is what? Marks should be less than 30. Okay, so domain relation calculus is also a non-procedural query language. So here we mention the condition. Here we do not give the step-by-step instruction how to extract data. Next is projection. So in projection we have to print the attribute, particular column. So from R1 we have to print A. So we need to print A and AB belongs to R1. Similarly here we need to print the say roll number only, and if whose marks is more than 80. So what we can implement? We can write implement like this way. So we need the to print roll number where roll number, name, marks belongs to the student, and the condition is what? Condition is marks is greater than 80. Okay, next we can implement union in between suppose union this A attribute. So we can apply union the table. So we can apply union when the attribute number of columns and attribute type should be the same, then that means what? We need A and B where A and B belongs to R1 and A and B belongs to R2. So instead of and we have to use or here. Similarly, so we need only we want to you apply union operation on A attribute only. That means we can implement like this way: A where AB belongs to R1 or AB belongs to R2. Okay, this intersection, we have intersection in between, intersection between two table. So it's very simple. Here we need AB. Okay, so after intersection, AB must be there, AB, where AB belongs to R1 and AB belongs to R2. So in union you use OR operation, and in intersection we use AND operation. Okay, intersection. Next is what? Set difference. So for set difference we use so we can implement like this way: R1 minus R2, this is set difference. So to implement this one, we can do EB, where EB belongs to R1 and EB, but EB should not belongs to R2. Okay, so in this way we can implement the set difference. Next, natural join. So for natural join, we can implement like this way: say R1 ABC, you have to apply the natural join. So it is the condition is very simple. Say A B C, where AB belongs to R1 and BC belongs to R2. Okay, next is Cartesian product. So two tables are there, R1 and R2. That means we want to apply R1 cross R2, and it's a very simple way to implement. So it is A B C D, where EB belongs to R1 and CD belongs to R2. Now what is the difference between Cartesian product and natural join? So you can see in natural join one common attribute is there, B common attribute there is there, but here in Cartesian product no common attribute is there. Next is division. So division is what? So we need A. So display the A value which is common for all B from R2. So we can implement like this way. So we need A from, but what is A? A and B belongs to R1. Okay, and for all B, that B belongs to R2 implies that AB belongs to R1. So in this way we can implement the division operation. So for all B, such that it implies that AB belongs to R1. So for all B, say that is associated A, and that we have to print A. Now this is what see the example. So this is what our old example, and we have to use this particular information. So in ER diagram, two tables are there, employee and project. Employee consists of two attributes: employee name, employee number, and employee name. Project consists of three attributes: project number, project name, and project manager. Relationship is what? Assigned to. It is M is to N relationship is there. So there is employee table where employee number and employee name is there. Name are there. Project table where project number, project name, and project managers are there. In assigned to table where employee number and project numbers are there. Okay. So here employee number is a primary key, where project number is a primary key. So to solve all the problems we use this information. Okay, so list the details of employee. List the details of employee working on a project named PN2. So project name is here, project name is present here, and we need the employee. That means we have to merge these three tables. Okay, and how it is possible? You just see this one. Say we need the A and B. So what we need? The employee details. That means we need A and B, where A and B belongs to employee, and there exists some CTE belongs to project, and there exists G and F G and F belongs to assigned to. Okay, and we have to just put the condition. Condition is what? That project name is PN2. So D is equal to PN2. Project name is what? PN2, and there must be associated C. That C should match with that G project number with this project number, C and F. So we can write C is equal to F, and if associated project employee number is there, okay, that employee number must match with this employee. So that means we can write A with G. Next, list the details of employee working on both P1 and P2. So working on both P1 and P2, so we can see we need A and B, where A and B belongs to employee. A and B belongs to employee, and there exists some F and G. F1 and G1 belongs to assigned to F1 and G1, and there exists F2 G2 belongs to assigned to. F2 G2 belongs to assigned to. Next is what? Working on both P1 and P2. That means what? F1 Fi is equal to project number is there. So that means what? We have to write G1 is equal to project 1 and G2 is equal to project 2. Associated F value must be there. So here we can write, we need the employee number. So A is equal to F1 and A is equal to F2. Next, list the employee number of employee who do not work on project number P3. So project number, here we can assign A and B. So from assigned we can get the project number and associated employee number. So here we need only the employee number. So that means we need A only, where A and B belongs to assigned to. And the condition is what? B should not be same as P3. That B should not be same as P3. Next, list the employee number of employee other than employee E3 who work on the at least one project that employee E3 works on. Okay, so we can implement it very easily. Say we need employee number of employee. So we need only the A, where A and B belongs to assigned to. Okay, and there exists some A1 and B1. Okay, here we can write A1 and B1 both belongs to assigned to, and that B1 project number A employee number A1 is equal to E3. Associated project number must be there. So that B1 should be same as B. That B1 should be same as D. But and for P, from B we have associated A. But A should not contain E3. Okay. Finally, list the employee number of employees who work on all the projects. So here we have to apply work on all the projects. That means what? We have to apply the division operation, and we can apply the division operation like this way. So we need the employee number only. So A and we need only A, where A and B belongs to assigned to, and for all C, Okay, from all C means what? We have a table, project number, project name and P manager. So here we can put like this way: C, D and E. From this project we can get, we have to identify the project number. Okay, all the project number. That means we need all C and all project number where C, D and E belongs to project, implies that AB belongs to assigned to. So if C, for all C, it implies that AB assigned to, AB belongs to assigned to. That means for all C there must be some B which satisfy the A, and that A we need. So in this way you can implement this particular query.